At 9 o'clock this morning, Texas lawmakers will take the first steps to address last week's power grid failure that left hundreds of thousands across central Texas and really the state in the dark.
It did. Candy Rodriguez, a reporter here at KXAN News Today, is over there live at the Capitol, the Texas Capitol. And Candy, you spoke with lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. And it seems like this is one thing a lot of lawmakers can agree on.
Yeah, Sally, Mandy, good morning. And I spoke with both Democratic Representative Donna Howard and Republican Senator Charles Schwartner, who tell me they do not plan to leave this session without figuring out some sort of fix to the problem, some sort of solution. Today, both of them will attend hearings to discuss what happened, what went wrong, and demand answers. They'll likely hear testimony from the Electric Reliability Council of Texas, or ERCOT, and the Public Utility Commission of Texas, or PUC, as well as Texans affected by the storm. In the Senate chamber, they'll examine the extreme weather condition preparedness and the circumstances that led to those power outages, as well as taking a look at generator and utility preparedness, natural gas supply, and the reliability of renewable energy. Over in the House, a joint hearing will take a closer look at the factors that led to the statewide blackouts and the response from entities like ERCOT. Schwartner says he is one of the many Texans who was left in the dark last week. He wants to look at the electric marketplace, including price caps and price gouging.
The bottom line is we're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to correct it. We're going to find a way forward for reliable and affordable and also accountable system of electric generation and supply of electricity in Texas. This won't happen again.
Representative Howard says that the fault doesn't just lie on the electric organizations, but on the legislature as well.
We can't just point a finger at ERCOT and think that that's taking care of it, because it's not. That's just one part of an entire energy system, and we have to look at every part of it.
Now, I asked both lawmakers if they'd be open to joining regional transmission organizations from across the country. Now, these are operators that are able to supply power to other states sometimes during a time of need. But that would mean the state of Texas would have to work with the federal government. Lawmakers tell me they're open to any and all ideas at this point because they're just trying to find the solution. Now, again, these hearings that are taking place here at the Capitol later this morning are just the first steps. Early next month, the Senate Jurisprudence Committee will meet to discuss the legal consequences for ERCOT and PUC for leaving millions of Texans in the dark for days. Back to you.
Yeah, that legal part should be interesting as well. All right, Candy, thank you. So how close were we to having the entire state of Texas in the dark? For weeks and maybe even possibly months in the dark. We were 4.5 minutes away, according to ERCOT's CEO.
ERCOT CEO admits that communication could have been better, especially after realizing that the blackouts would not be rolling, but rather sustained.
What we heard from the transmission owners in the middle of the night and into Monday morning was there's not many more places we can shed this load.
Lawmakers say ERCOT is not the only agency at fault. Some say those directing ERCOT should share the blame after not enforcing the prevention recommendations from the winter storm in 2011.
And both the Texas Senate and House hearings start at 9 o'clock this morning. You can watch them on KXAN Live. The information is on your screen on how exactly to do that.